Your politics. I want to catch up with Nationals MP Darren Chester. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the program that there is this extraordinary situation down in East Gippsland where during the tragic Black Saturday bushfires, there was a road that was severely damaged that connects National Highway number 1 and the town of Mallacoota. Now, there was $10 million after the emotion of those fires promised and pledged by the state and federal governments. Now, the Allen government's failure to upgrade this road, it's the Mallacoota-Genoa Road, which was damaged during those fires, is unbelievable. Now, there's $10 million. I don't know where the money is. $1 million has only been spent. Joining me now is the local federal MP, Darren Chester. Good to catch up with you. I mean, this is 5, 6 years ago, Darren. What the hell's going on?
Well, great to join you, Steve, but the anger, the disappointment, the frustration that you've just expressed, can you imagine that on the ground in Mallacoota, where I went to the community in May 2021 and told them that the federal government had just allocated $10 million, will provide that to the state government to help fix their road to improve safety. And now I stand here 4.5 years later trying to explain to them that the Allen Labor government has spent $500,000 on studies and actually hasn't started a single improvement on the road in that 4.5 years. And now I get letters from the minister, the responsible minister, Melissa Horne, saying it's going to be sometime next year before they start work. I've never seen anything quite like it in terms of complete incompetence. And keep in mind, this is a project where we were giving the state government the money and not requiring them to put any of their own money on the table because we knew they weren't interested in the Mallacoota-Genoa Road. But the community regarded that, improving the resilience of that road, as their number one priority after those tragic Black Summer bushfires. And that's why we came on board with the $10 million. But we can't force them to spend it if they're not prepared to actually get on with the job.
What really annoys me, we were just seeing pictures there, Darren, of and reminding Australia of what we're actually talking about. So when those fires swept through southern New South Wales and eastern Victoria, I mean, they were massive. And the town of Mallacoota, and I've been up and down that road many times, has one road in, one road out, and the people couldn't get out. So we had to use the Defence Force, as you remember, because you're in government, to get the people off the beach. There were people standing on that beach with fire approaching them. There was kangaroos on the beach with them, and they were rescued by the Navy. Now, the road was damaged, for God's sake. It can't be that hard. I've just come back from Japan. They would fix that road in about a week. I mean, what does the Allen government say when have you spoken to the local state member when they raise it in state parliament? What are they told?
Well, you're right to remind people about the extremities that people endured in Mallacoota. The evacuation of locals and visitors was the largest civilian evacuation in Australian history. We had 1,500 people taken by HMAS Chills and Sycamore off the beach and taken to safety after the fire event. And the road was closed in, I think it was for 6 weeks in total. That's why the locals wanted a more resilient road. And that means just all they wanted was a little bit of widening of the road so that it would be safer, removal of some trees on some dangerous bends, some new shoulders put in place, some overtaking areas, some pullover areas for people carrying large caravans and boats. They weren't looking for a 4-lane highway. They weren't looking for some incredible infrastructure upgrade. That's all they wanted. And my state colleague, Tim Bull, has raised it in state parliament, and we just get crickets. We just get excuses. We get, there's technical studies underway, there's cultural heritage being assessed, there's environmental overlays being considered. It's all rubbish, Steve, because it's an existing road reserve. For God's sake, we've got to start building roads inside the road reserves and not getting tied up in this red tape and green tape and cultural heritage overlays when people's lives are at risk. People's lives are actually at risk if we don't improve the resilience of that road. And 4.5 years later, the $10 million doesn't buy you what it would have bought you in 2021. The price of everything's gone up. So we'll see even less road work done. But what strikes me as the oddest thing about this whole fiasco is the Allen Labor government wasn't required to provide any money itself. It was all coming from the federal budget, and they still haven't done the work.
Where's the money?
Well, as far as I understand it, the money's still there. I've written, I think, 6 times in the last 4.5 years to both the state and federal ministers, and I've been reassured the money's still there. There's a process underway, there's planning underway, there's more consultation underway. The community's just sick of all the talking. They just want a safer road. And quite frankly, it's hard to believe that the bureaucrats could do this if they actually went out there themselves and met with local people and drove that road like you've driven it and understood some of the challenges living, 6 hours from Melbourne. So these people aren't asking for much. They're just asking for a safer access road. It's the only access road for the people of Mallacoota in and out to the Princes Highway. It is their safety route if there's any more natural disasters. And we know, where we live here in East Gippsland, we'll have more bushfires, we'll have more storms, we'll have more floods. So we need resilient infrastructure to take people to safety. And I just can't understand why we can't get this road fixed in a more timely manner.
It wouldn't happen in a safe Labor seat. Darren Chester, thank you. We'll keep in touch and make sure that we keep putting pressure on about that road. It's just ridiculous. Darren Chester, thank you very much. Coming up after the